Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different just for fun. It's going to be playing against the Hikaru bot. And basically what I want to be doing is going over basically some chess principles, checks, captures, and threats, and basically seeing how far I can actually go and how well I can do. I'm going to be doing basically a general assessment, which is king safety, pawn structure, material piece activity, and then after that, concrete assessment and then immediate threats, opportunities, look at weaknesses, get candidate moves and calculations going. I'm pretty sure I'm going to lose every game. However, I want to see how long I can last using the methods that I've been trying to teach basically on my stream with some of my games and some of the stuff. I want to see how well I can do against the Hikaru bot for you guys. So yeah, if you're watching this after the stream is over, there's you might want to fast forward a tiny bit. I'm not sure if like 2 or 3 minutes in because right now I am going to be sharing my I'm be sharing my video right now to my groups. So basically, I'm gonna try to talk while I'm doing it, but I'm usually not very good at that. Unless you want to listen to me rant, that's fine too. So here we go. Get into my groups. Share link. Hopefully, they don't talk over me. I'm gonna be and what I mean by that is when I share it to my groups, it's a messenger chat, and sometimes after I make the post in my chat, people keep talking, and then people log in 10 minutes later, and they don't see my link because it's covered by a whole bunch of comments. So hopefully that does not happen today. It happened Wednesday. So I kind of tried to let them know not to do that because some people actually, not everyone in the group actually does watch these. They like to just join just to play against each other. It's like an under 1,000 group. 1 second. All right. Hopefully I do. I feel actually super good today. I really do. I feel super good today, and I just really feel like it's going to be a good game. Like I said, I don't expect to win, but I do expect to do well. So I am very happy about the way I feel today. So let's see here. Okay, I posted it to my group. I posted learners and teachers. They're a very good group. Facebook, chess teachers and learners. They're very amazing. They're very helpful, and they have been very supportive of me. So, chess teachers and learners, group by Howard E. Anderson III. So, if you're ever looking for a nice chess group, I would suggest on Facebook. I would suggest joining that one. They didn't ask me to do that. I just kind of wanted to because, like I said, they've been very nice. So yeah. All right, I'm pretty much done sharing everywhere. So let's see how this goes. Hopefully it goes very well. So I'm done sharing, and let's get straight to it. Yeah, yeah. All right. Sorry. I am here trying to fix my chat stuff. I put 1 second. I kind of messed up a little bit. Give me 1 second here. Okay, now it's fixed. All right. So now that we get that out of the way, Hikaru, bot chat, custom. Okay, just bot chat only. Oh, I don't want to be black. I want to be random. Time. I'm gonna put 45 minutes. I wanna do oh, they don't have that. I'll put 30 minutes. The reason I'm gonna give myself a time limit is because I don't want to sit here forever. I'm trying to figure out what the best move is. I kind of want to do 45 minutes, but they don't have that. 15-10 will be fine. I want to give myself time to explain basically what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. Okay, so that is very odd. I don't have an opening report for that move specifically, so that's just really odd for me. I normally play the perk, so I'm gonna go ahead with that. And okay, so the first game he's kind of goofing off. Perfectly fine. I'm gonna try my normal setup. Basically bishop to g7, d6. That's my normal basic setup that I like. Something I learned from National Master. I watched some of his streams, so I kind of like got comfortable with it. So after this, I'm gonna start doing my general assessment stuff. Okay. So king safety, my king's safe. He's about to castle, so he's pretty safe. Pawn structure, both of us pawn structure seems pretty fine. I don't really see much problem with mine. I don't really see much of a problem with his either. Material same, piece activity. He is one piece more developed than me, but he also is white. Once I develop, he has the same amount of pieces developed, so that's perfectly fine. Any weaknesses? Nothing that I can tell. I can maybe try to attack this square at some point with my bishop. So maybe I should probably play d5 or d6 maybe, and then get my bishop out somewheres and possibly trade. So that's an idea. Usually I had to play c6 as well, just to prevent bishop takes b7. Yeah. Bishop takes b7. I want to prevent that. My bishop out the way, bam, attack the rook, depending on the position. So I kind of want to avoid that. So I think I'm going to play d5. So just go ahead. All right. King safety, pretty much the same. Pawn structure, I think is fairly safe for both pretty well. I'm going to go with every move really quickly. Same material, piece activity. I want to get my bishop out, and I'm thinking about just trying to exchange bishops just to weaken his light squares. So that's the only weakness I think I can see. I don't know any immediate threat opportunities on my opponent. And yeah, the game does speak for itself. Checks, captures, threats. I don't see any. So I don't have to calculate much. I'm just going to go ahead. I'm not sure if this move is better, but I don't know which one is better. But I think I should probably play bishop to, yeah. Just want to hear the flow better, more natural. So I'm going to go with that. Okay. Play c5. Options: push, capture, protect, ignore. I can play this and ignore it. So if he takes it, I can just continue with my plan to trade my light square bishop and eventually take it back somehow. So I have different ideas. Let's see here. I'm not entirely sure what will be better, but I don't like bishop queen d7 because knight to e5 would be a fork. Be forking the queen and knight bishop, so that's a threat. So hey, I'm trying to use my how to find good moves in chess paperwork to see how well I do against the Hikaru bot. So all right. I guess since that doesn't work really well right now, I'm just gonna play c6. That way, if he takes, I can take back. I want to keep control of this, so I don't have bad squares. I don't want my light squares to become weak because of his bishop. I want to make sure that my situation is good. Okay, so he plays h3. I think it's safe to say that I'm just going to move back. I can either move back or take his knight. There are my options. I don't want to take the knight here because I want my bishop to counter his bishop. So I'm not going to do that. Moving back, I have different squares that I can move back to. Oh, hello, Pete. I have different moves I can move back to, and not entirely sure what would be the best square to go to. Not entirely sure. Bishop f5 would be attacking here. So if he ever tries to move up, or even here as well, I can possibly take and try to do something. But bishop d7 will block off my knight. e6 will kind of prevent my pawn from moving forward. So I got c8 and c8 and f5 are my two options. One second. See something. I'll tell the group. Yeah, sorry about that. I had people in my chat are talking a lot in the not my YouTube chat, but in my group chat, and I told them to please stop because people in my group are gonna miss it. So I'm gonna go bishop to d7. I don't like it super much, but I wasted a lot of time. Okay, he's attacking the center. Yeah, there's counter moves for every opening for sure. It's a constant back and forth thing that goes on. That's why there's no perfect opening. Like if there wasn't counter moves for every opening, everybody will play the same opening and they will always win. So there's always something that's going on. There's always something. They're like every time you try to gain some type of advantage, your opponent can try to do something about it. Here I can either capture, I can defend, I can even maybe push. Those are my ideas right now. There's a lot of tension in the center and it's pretty serious. So this is a critical moment in the game. And the reason why is because this is going to determine where the rest of my pieces are going to go for the rest of the game. This is like important. The reason I don't want to capture and I'm thinking about playing something like e6 is because if he captures, I can capture back on my c pawn, and that's going to allow my knight to come into c6. And that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking about like I can capture either which way. I can push, I can defend, but like what's going to be good for my pieces in the future? Like which one is the best for my pieces? And I do like e6 right now. My only concern is that he may play e5. So like if I play e6, he plays e5, and then I don't know what to do with my knight. But I like it only because if he captures, I can capture back and then possibly move my knight to c6. So I don't think it's a great idea because if I move here, he can move down. I might move knight to e8, which is really passive. And this is kind of locked down because he can eventually push his pawn up and block off my bishop. So for that reason, I don't really like it too much. So because I don't like it too much, I may capture one of the pawns, which probably be the e-pawn just because of, yeah, I'm going to go capture. All right. It's not super bad. I actually might have to do this anyways because he's going to be just coming in. Should probably wait. Or I can maybe even, I can't play e5 to stop it because his knight can just have this for free. Is it for free though? Because I can take back. And if he takes my piece, I can take his piece. So it's really not, it might actually not be that bad. I think a little more. Oh no, that's not good. He can go after my bishop. e5, he takes, I take, he can take my bishop. So it's kind of like, kind of want to keep my bishop to counteract his bishop because of the fianchetto. If I can somehow neutralize his bishop, then I can get a really good game. So that's not very good for me. See here. I'm gonna move my knight back. I kind of don't want to, but he's gonna be forcing in. So my piece would be kind of cramped though. Queen of c8 is another option too to attack that square, and then if he pushes it down, knight to e, and then kind of have a nice Queen of c7 is a development move though. Trying to make sure that it's everything's developed, and now I can move my knight back, and I'll be attacking this twice. K to d2. K to d2 means knight to d2, which is the d2 squares over here. I'm black, so it's different. This is A8, B8, C8, D8, E8, F8, G8, and H8. And this is like 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. When you're on black, it's kind of different, the moves. So move back. All right. I can't take the pawn yet. I may have to move my bishop here to e6 just to stop anything going on. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I think that's probably best just to prevent him from pushing the pawn. All right. Threats, opportunities, checks, everything else. I want to develop my pieces, so I'm going to develop my knight. And develop my knight will also attack the e-pawn. Let's see here. All right. He's defended it again. So he's defending this really well. I'm attacking it 3 times. He's defending it 3 times. So, I mean, of course he's defending it really well. So Hikaru bot. Let's see here. I don't see any actual weaknesses. Piece activity. I got to get something going. Possibly even f6 because I could get my knight is pretty much trapped. I got to think of how to get him out of there. I'm not entirely sure what's a good idea. Actually, f6 would be bad because he'll take here, threatening my bishop and also threatening to take my other bishop. So that won't be very good. It won't be good at all. Moving my queen back since I can't attack the pawn, probably best, so I can bring my knight in the game. So I'm gonna move my queen back and get my knight in the game. So let's see here. Let's just get the knight in the game. Not much going on. All right. Threats, captures, checks. This is why I wanted the 45-minute time control. I'm like really crunched on time. 15 minutes is really not enough for this. I'm gonna see again if I can do another one and try to give myself more time, for sure. Piece activity, half open file. It's a chess principle, so I'm gonna go ahead with that. I don't see the attacks. I may take my bishop, but I can take back with pawn or something else. So let's see here. I missed this. This is a weakness. So I kind of wasted a move there. Okay. Let's see here. I might have to get ready to capture here. I'm going to develop maybe even, capture here. Oh, wrong one. I moved my knight back just for this. That was not good. I'm going to move back and not worry about it too much. And now bring this one in. I kind of wasted 2 tempo already, or 2 tempi, or whatever it's called. Safety's pretty good. pawn structure is pretty similar. We're gonna move 22, so it's pretty good. I don't see any immediate danger or threats. I might even move my rook back. Yeah, move my rook back. I'm gonna see if I can control this file. I don't like that. I can move up, but he can also. But I can take. Ready to kind of trade my bishop off that I didn't trade. But it looks fine. So I'm gonna go ahead with that. Okay. Move my king over. I don't see any immediate threats. Piece activity. I need to get my pieces out. Possibly moving here and here, maybe. So that's an idea. Before I do that, I should move my rook over, but I can't because he's attacking this pawn. So maybe move up, and then, yeah, because I'm worried about the bishop coming in and attacking my rook. So my rook is pretty trapped. Maybe I should just play a5, a4, and get my rook out. See if I can somehow manage that. Oh, I can even move this now because my knight. Yeah, this is not there no more. So it's here. So I can actually move this pawn up and be fine with it. So it's perfectly fine now. Check. Oh, I can't take. I can't take because of the queen. So look for threats. I can add take with a pawn. That's like a must. All right. And this is an attack now. I can defend it with my rook. There's a trade. My knight's defending the square, so it's fine. Not no more. But I still can move my knight over. All right. Oh, hello. All right, so my king's not very safe anymore. For king safety. I thought I was doing pretty good. It's at move 33, so I lasted pretty well so far. Not entirely sure really how to continue here. I think this would be a good place to resign, but I'm gonna finish the game. And I think next game I should try to do a longer time control. I did 15 minutes, 10 seconds, thinking that may be enough time, but it really wasn't. All right, so my king's under attack, and he's also taking his pawn. I can't defend the pawn by moving my knight because he can just take it. I can't move it here because he would just take it. So this pawn is pretty much not defended. I can't move here because he would just take my queen. Oh, I don't have money for a camera right now. That's why I don't have one. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just started streaming like last month, and I had to buy the Chromebook and stuff, and the mouse and everything else, and I didn't have enough money for that. But yeah, hopefully I will someday. Hopefully I'll get enough donations and stuff someday to be able to afford little extra things like that. But I'm gonna go here. He's probably gonna take here. Okay, that's not a good threat. He's threatening checkmate. All right, that's pretty much game. I really can't defend it, so I'm just gonna resign. I'll wait to see if they give me a good general assessment of mistakes, blunders, and stuff. I'm not gonna do the analysis because my Chromebook is a little slow, and it's gonna basically take a long time to load, which you can see right now. If I try to go into the actual analysis, it'll take even longer. So I'll wait for the basic one. I know I didn't do too bad. So I really want to see how well I did. I'll put save game. But yeah, I also do want a webcam. That is something that I do want to have for sure. But right now I'm basically I'm gonna put a longer time control. I did 15 minutes, 10 seconds, and that was not long enough. Like I was talking the whole time, explaining my stuff as much as I can, and then I couldn't anymore for like 10 moves because I ran low on time. And yeah, so obviously 15 minutes is not long enough for me to play the Hikaru bot well. So I need a little more time control. So I'm probably gonna see if I can do custom time and do 45 minutes, maybe, tournament time control basically. My area is 40 minutes with 5-second delay in my area, but okay. I made one blunder, 3 mistakes. It's not bad. Oh. All right. So I move back, play, computer. Definitely got to get into a better time difference or time management. I expect to lose every game, but I at least play well. So let's see if I can get a different time. If they give me an extra time, I'm just gonna what I'm gonna end up doing is just putting no time at all. I just basically think if I can't do the time I want. Okay, I can't scroll down for more time. So yeah, I'm gonna do none. All right. Same thing as last time, D3. And yeah, he's doing the same opening as last time. Hopefully I learn from my mistake because I don't even know what my mistake actually was. I say this so I can evaluate later. But yeah, definitely doing the same thing as before. And so am I. Which is perfectly fine because it's not like I had something seriously wrong with what I'm doing. So it's perfectly fine. All right. So here, I think I played D6 here last time. Or was it D5? It was D5. I played D5 last time. And I think that was fine. So I'm gonna go ahead with that. And then I'm gonna go with my evaluations after that. Okay. King safety is fine. Pawn structures pretty well. I think they're both pretty good. The materials, we have the same material and our activities. He has one more development move than I do. No threats, opportunities, weaknesses. My game plan was to attack his bishop, and he avoided it very well. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same plan because it actually wasn't that bad. So, and this is exactly what he played last time. Last time I played C6, and then he played H3. I moved back. He moved up again, and then my structure was pretty much cramped. So basically, because my structure was cramped, I want to play a different move. I'm thinking about playing C5 instead. The reason why I want to change it to C5 from last time is because if he captures, I can just take it with my knight, and that would unleash my bishop, and that will free up my position. C6 really cramped me, and then he kind of he played H3. I moved back. I think he played E4. I was concerned about E5. I had to find a way to get my knight out of there. I had to find a way to get this knight in the game. It was really difficult. So I'm going to go with c5 this time. Okay. Just as expected. The difference between this and last time is now when I go to d7, I still have knight to c6. So I don't have to worry about my knights the way I did last game. So that's a huge difference. Okay. So he's attacking my b7 pawn. So now I can decide to go bishop to c6, queen to b6 are my first thoughts. I think bishop to c6 is actually best because it's also kind of targeting and trying to neutralize his bishop. So I'm gonna go with that one. Bishop to c6. All right. Wasn't thinking about that. He takes, and then if I take back, he can just come in and take the pawn. So it's not very good. Queen of c7 might be pretty good here. I didn't look at all the checks, captures, and threats. I was looking at one thing, and I kind of missed that. So I got to be a little more careful now. I can't do minor stuff like that because I'm going to lose. My goal basically when I play Hikaru bot is not to blunder in 20 moves. That's basically it. Not to blunder in 20 moves. I don't think I blundered, but I think I made a positional mistake. Because if I defend and he takes, and let's say I take with my knight, well, now he can take my pawn. My knight has to move, and I can't take the pawn back because my queen's over here. And my knight can't take it because the bishop. And the queen is all guarding that square. So queen of c7 might not actually be that good. So I got to think of something else. b6 is possible. Very awkward, but possible. Give me a small pawn chain. If he takes, I can take back. But then he has this pawn right here, a free pawn. I mean, I can attack the queen. He can maybe move the queen up. This pawn I can't really seem to do anything about after all that. So I feel like it's not, it might not be great. b6 takes. My knight attacking the queen. Queen goes to c4, and this pawn is safe. Yeah, I don't like that. Not only is pawn safe, but if he moves the pawn down, his bishop will be attacking everything. So b6 looks pretty bad, I think. E6 might be okay. But if he takes my bishop, I'm probably going to have to take with the pawn. Not entirely sure. If I take with the knight and he takes the pawn, let's say I play e6 and he takes, and I take with the knight and he takes this pawn here. I can't play knight to d4. I'd be hitting both these squares and this pawn over here. It looks like I might have some aggressive counterplay, but I don't really know. I don't think I can pull it off. But it's much better than b6, and it's much better than it's much better than b6, and it's much better than queen to c7. So I'm going to have to go with that and defend the pawn and let him take this pawn instead. Okay, he didn't do that. All right. That's good. So now that he didn't take it, I may have, let's see, queen of c7 might be okay now because this pawn is defending it. I had a issue with I had an issue with this right here last time because the pawn stuff, but this is now defending it, so it's pretty okay. Let's see. Yeah, the problems I had are not there. So I like queen of c7. I don't really see much of what else I can do, so I'm gonna go ahead with that, and then maybe eventually move the bishop out the way when I can, because right now I really can't. I think if I try now it'd be really, really bad for me. That's not good either. But if he takes, I can just take back with my queen. Can the knight go anywhere else that would be dangerous? I don't really see a dangerous spot for the knight. I mean, because if he goes here, I can just take it with the queen, the knight. But he also can take this pawn here while threatening my queen. That wouldn't be good because I want my queen out the way, and then he can take the rook. So that's definitely not good. So if I don't move the queen out the way, he can attack my queen and my rook at the same time. That's a threat. So I don't see a good way to defend the threat immediately. I can always go queen to b6 just to maybe get double pawns. Double pawns is way better than double threat. Another idea is maybe taking his pawn here, attacking the queen. He can take the pawn with the knight and threaten my queen, but that's nowhere near the danger of taking this pawn. Yeah. Oh yeah, I know he has. That's why I want to play it because Hikaru had a problem with it, but Hikaru was playing. I think wasn't it like a 5-minute game against the bot, or was it a 3-minute game? I forgot. So like, I forget which one it was. So I think they had a draw one of the games they had. So basically, this will be like me taking as much time as I want, and Hikaru taking 3 minutes for his game. That's basically what this is, for sure. Yeah, Hikaru definitely did have hard times though. I kind of like queen of b6 better. I think this is better. It avoids everything and makes a possible trade. And if the trade happens, all that happens here is I get double pawns, but I also get a half open file. So I'm gonna do that. Rook to e1. All right. He may be looking to expand this way or attack or try to open up so his rook can have activity. All right. Look at my pieces, pawn structure. I also have this move now, knight to d7 to try to finish my development. I'm considering finishing my development. I don't really see much of what else I could be doing here, to be honest, in this position, because I need to get all my pieces out. If my pieces are not out, then he's just gonna smash me, and my pieces are gonna be undeveloped, and then I can't do anything about it. So I need my pieces out. I don't see what else to do for the most part, so I like this. I can also just take his queen, but then I'll be giving him this open file, which I don't want to do. So I'm just going to develop. Okay. I can take with the pawn or the queen. I don't have much of a choice. It's one or the other. I don't want to take with the queen because I don't want this to be a problem in the future. He already has his pawn here, and he can if I take it, it's opening it up, and he can take it, and I take back, and he might try to find a way to open it up because he would have his queen and the bishop. So I think I should take it with the pawn. So I think that would be better for those reasons. All right. Let's see here. I like d4. D4 looks okay. If he plays e5, my knight might have to go to e something and then try to maneuver around and try to, go back. So I'm thinking d4. If he plays e5, I'm thinking maybe go to e8 and c7 and trying to use both my knights to basically cover all these squares. Basically try to have everything covered as much as I can. That's what I'm thinking about doing. I think that's actually fine. I move back. I can come around. I don't see much of what else that I can actually do here. I have the option of knight to h5 as well, attacking the bishop, but he can move the bishop here and attack my rook. I'm not sure I want to invite that. My rook actually can go to e8. It looks like he's about to open up the half open file, so yeah, I know. I probably do like 1/5 of the arrows because I don't notice as much stuff. But this definitely helps me realize my mistakes. This is like when I do stuff like this, it helps out my opening so much. Not so much my middle game because it like really smashes me. My goal is usually to survive 20 moves. But if I make a blunder within the first 12 moves in my opening, I would know immediately because I'd be smashed. So playing these bots against for openings is super good for practice, I think. I think it's really good. Besides that, it's really not super helpful, but I like it. Now, I'm not entirely sure what I would do there. If I play knight to h5, bishop move there. I actually like d4 better. I like d4 better. He can move the pawn, and I can just maneuver my knight around. So I'm going to do that. I actually like this a little bit better. Okay, he just takes. So I almost just took it back immediately without thinking about it. That's not how you play chess. That is not how you play chess. I have to think about what capture I'm doing why. Now, if I take with this pawn, I would have this open, half open for me. If I take with the knight, this would be half open, but his bishop is controlling that square. And I can't just move his pawn up to defend because it's attacked twice, and my knight's defending it once. And if I take with my knight, there'll be nothing defending it, so I really can't do it. So pawn it is. Okay, I expected that much. So I just move back. Okay. I don't like this because every time I play the perk, once the Hikaru bot starts moving these pawns in front of his king, I usually lose within a couple of moves. Basically, he's getting an attack going that he can see that I don't really understand right now. So, which is good because it actually helped my danger sense. This is something that I usually am very relaxed with when players my rating I play against start moving them. I'm very relaxed about it, and after playing the Hikaru bot, I kind of understand now that I can't do that. playing against people my level, I felt like it's fine. But I need to start looking at dangers that he can possibly do here. All right. I possibly might want to play h6. The reason being is like he keeps trying to move his pawn down. At some point, if he moves something down, I can lock it. That's an idea to try to lock the pawns because I don't want him to be able to come down and attack and let's say attack this way and I can't move up because he'll take it. And then if I try to do something else, he'll take. So I don't want that to happen in the future. So this is the best bet I can think is h6 to try to lock the pawns up. Okay. This pawn right here is under attack. That's what he just did when he did that. He made a discover attack against my pawn. You first learn them against the king, like a discover attack against the king. That's how you first learn them. And then you learn discover attack against pieces to try to win pieces. And then after that, usually you discover attack against pawns. And that's where I'm at. And after that, I think you start learning like discover attack and like positional stuff. I am not there yet, but this is a pawn attack. But maybe it's a positional attack. Maybe this is meant to force me. Maybe this move here is to force my rook to move over, not really to take my pawn. So therefore, my rook isn't controlling this file anymore. Maybe it was a positional attack against my structure. And then after my rook's out the game a little bit, I'm not sure if he can control this and expand this way. Because I try to lock the pawns up here the best I can to prevent him from attacking me. So it's very possible that now that I try to prevent it, if I was successful, I don't really know if I'm successful or not, but if I was, it's very possible that he's doing another attack, so therefore forcing me to let go of this file and maybe at some point control it himself and just start coming in, which would suck. If that's the case, I would need knight to b8 instead to defend this. So I'm not sure if knight to b8 is better. But I'm thinking that this may be a positional thing. And my knight right here isn't doing much of anything. So my knight's not attacking anything. It's blocked by my pawns. I can't attack his pawn at all. And I can't go here. So this is the only square my knight can go. And it's useful here. So I'm going to move my knight instead. I think it may be a positional attack that I don't understand fully. So I'm going to start to... all right. So he's going on both sides, which isn't good for me because I don't really have much going on for me. I might actually think about knight to c7 and push my pawn up. Yeah, I really can't connect the rooks right now, but I understand what you mean. That's an important chess principle. Usually really good for like the middle game and trying to get things together. But my structure is so passive. I don't really see a good way to put my knights in good squares to get my rooks connected. Yeah, because if I went over here, I mean, eventually I couldn't even move up to connect my rooks because my pawn will be for free. So I couldn't do that even if I wanted to. Knight to c7 maybe. And the idea is I can push his pawn up and try to. Oh, I can't undo my pawns because of the attacking of the rook. So, but can I just take off my knight and get a little attack? But he can just maybe push pawn. I'll have this square then. This pawn will be gone. So I would have this square of my knight. So I think knight to c7 might be a good idea to improve my position. Okay. I can no longer move the pawn up like I wanted. He can just take this pawn here. And then if I take, he takes back. And then these are still a control of the pawn, and my knight can't move there. So, all right. I'm glad I'm thinking more positional because I don't do this in my games. I think just tactics. But he beat me so many times that I'm starting to think that way with this bot, and I'm hoping that I can start doing that in my own games because right now I don't think like this much. So, yeah, I think it's good practice. I wanted to do this years ago, not years ago, but like 2 years ago, and everyone told me that's not a good idea. That playing bots are not helpful, and a whole bunch of other stuff. And I listened to everybody because I was trying to learn. And I thought people were teaching me, and a lot of the stuff that I was told wasn't really good for me. And I realize now the best thing to do for yourself is whatever you think is going to help you, you should do it. You should try it, and then wait a month or two and see if it's helping you. You can tell by your rating. I mean, if it's getting higher, it's helping you. If it's getting lower, it's not. You know, and give yourself time. Not just one day, but like 2-3 weeks. You can tell. You can tell if it's helpful or not. Everyone likes different things. Everyone's happy about different stuff. If studying a certain way makes you happy and want to study more, then that's probably the way you should study. I would think. There's a whole bunch of different study plans, so people study in all different type of ways. But all right. So let's see here. Maybe rook to a5, so I can like just I'm gonna block my own rook. Rook to a5, and then so I can push the pawn and defend. That's not gonna work. F5 or f6. Let's say I do f6. And he takes. I can't take back because then this would be bad. And if I go f5 immediately and he takes, yeah, I will be in really big trouble. I'll be forced to take back or even move back, and he would take this pawn. That would just really mess up my pawn structure in front of my king. It would that would not be very good. Oh, what about knight to d7? Knight to d7 protects this pawn and allows me to push this pawn. So knight to d7, I think might be the antidote. I think knight to d7 might be the antidote to what I'm looking for. I like it. Okay, he takes. All right. I think I blundered. And the reason I say that is if I take this knight and he takes back, he is threatening my bishop and my knight. So I might have blundered. Oh, I also have this threat again because his knight was here, so I didn't worry about it anymore. But this was a discovered attack against his pawn too. So I have too much stuff going on. I can take this with my bishop, however, and he can take back. He would eventually have this capture, and he also has this pawn take right here, forking my knight and rook. So I think I'm busted. I think move 22 I'm busted, or move 21. So yeah, I definitely can't take on my knight because there'll be a free knight over here. I can't just move out the way because he'll just take my knight. I have to take my bishop. So that's the least worst of all the bad moves that I have. So now he's attacking my knight. If I move my knight anywhere, it's bad. The other thing is he has this attack against my pawn. So like, if I move this knight somewhere, let's say I move here, he can attack my pawn, and then he'd be threatening a fork. I can defend it with my rook though. Let's say I move knight to a5. He'll take. Let's say I move over to d8. Maybe he'll take. All right. I guess it's not as bad as I thought. I thought I was completely busted. Um, Another issue is that if I try to defend his pawn right now, let's say I'm trying to defend the knight. Let's say I move the knight over. He can also still just take h6, and then I can defend his pawn. But this whole structure here that I was trying to keep intact is gone. So I'm not entirely sure. If I play knight to d5, he'll take, and I'll take back. And now I have a pretty good pawn center. I'll be down a piece, but I'll have a good pawn center. And he can take here, though. But I have a good pawn center. No, I don't want to give up a whole piece for a pawn center. That's not good. I can try to save the position. Rook to c8. Let's say he takes this pawn. I take the pawn. He takes the rook. I take back. And I'll be down a exchange, but I'll be taking this pawn for this pawn. And I'll be trading my rook for his bishop, which is bad. I don't see any actual good moves, but I think that move would be okay. It's not super bad. It just means that I'm not. Yeah, I think that's my best bet, and allow him to take here, and I take here. But also, what if I go here and he just takes this pawn? Well, yeah, it wouldn't matter because then I can just. Okay, I'm gonna do that because I don't see an actual good move. So he takes the pawn, and I am to f6, and just give up the pawn altogether. I mean the rook. Okay. That didn't go as planned at all. All right, I miscalculated. So I'm pretty much busted. Yeah, for sure. I think I was wrong, move 20 something, but all right. I can take. He'll take. Well, if we're gonna trade, I can also just take his pawn first, just to take a pawn. Like I can take his bishop, and he can take my rook, or I can take his pawn. He'll take back. I still take one of the bishops, so I get a pawn out the deal. So might as well get a pawn out the deal. All right. Rook, knight versus bishop, rook, rook. And that's pretty much game. That's pretty much game. All right. I'm going to resign and do another one. Let's go ahead and see. It's a rematch. I'll look for mistakes. I want to see if how many blunders I made. I'm not going to do a full analysis because I'll say it again, my laptop is super slow. It's not very new. I bought it recently, but it's not new. It's an old one. But why not rook to a7? I didn't think about rook to a7, to be honest. Yeah, that might have been better. I mean, he could have taken this pawn right here and threatened the rook again. But this rook would be able to move again. The only move would be here. Bishop come in. He would have been able to win it anyways, actually. But that would have been a better try. Because he would take the pawn here, attacking my rook. But my rook can also move over here. And he can attack. And if I double up here, I'll be hitting both bishops. So, yeah, maybe I could have saved that. Probably could have escaped somewheres. Checking mistakes. It kind of froze up. I think me clicking messed it up. Oh well. Let's do a rematch. I'm not going to worry about it too much. I'm going to do my no opening report. Knight to F. Bishop C4. I always play Evans Gambit. So, okay. Evans Gambit against the Hikaru bot. All right. And yep, this is all theory. Yes, it is. C3. See, I feel good that I can say it to him. Like, yes, I know this is all theory. All right. So here, this was actually more difficult for me to play against, only because I haven't learned very much about it. So the idea thing is here I can castle is one of the moves. I haven't figured out what the best thing is for me. I can play d6. It is also possible to play e2, queen e2 as well here. Because in the future I may play d6, and the idea is to do some type of exchange and try to like push the pawn with queen e2. And queen of c2 also is a little weird, but queen of b3 I think is bad. That's actually good in some lines. So I'm gonna castle. I'm gonna do I shouldn't be the most safe though. I should probably play d4. I don't see why I'm playing the safest. Well, I mean, did you play chess before? Like, if you're almost at 1,000 with 7 or 8 games, it's like, did you play chess before you made your account, or did you just make your account and make it to 800? All right. Let's see. Let's see here. Castling's an idea, but he can take my pawn. Queen e2 can prevent it, but if he takes here and I take, I'm defended pretty well if I go to queen e2, I think. I was going to defend the pawn by moving the knight in. Bishop to g5, pinning, which is more aggressive. I'm going to develop. I noticed that if I don't develop, honestly, if I don't develop, I get smashed so much easier, like so much faster when I don't develop. I'm a castle. I can't really prolong this forever. I haven't played chess before, those 8 games. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I don't know how long it will take you to get higher than 1,000, but if you just started off and you're really close, it should be super easy. It just means the game is natural for you. It should be super easy. Basically, you learn how the pieces move, and at 800, for the most part, you're not just blundering your pieces super easy. That's pretty much what that means. Like, a lot of people I've played that were around 800 usually end up dropping pawns more than anything else, more than their pieces. Like that's usually what I've noticed. I don't know what it is for you though, because that's from people who played for a while who are at 800 usually end up learning how to defend their pieces a lot better. Um, Not very much positional stuff and not very much pawn stuff, but I'm not sure exactly what you're doing and how it works for you though. But I would assume get up pretty quickly, for sure. Let's see here. Rook to e1 is possible. Just tag the same as the queen. I don't know if I like knight to b3. I kind of do, kind of don't. But I gotta defend the pawn, so rook to e1 if I want to move that. My bishop also can go here. If he takes and I take back, and eventually move my pawn up, my bishop will be attacking. So I have a little bit of thoughts, but I think rook to e1 is probably best. I think rook to e1 is better than the rest. Okay. I don't know how much you guys know about the Italian game, but it's actually very common for the knight to come up to g3 in Italian. This is Evan's Gambit, so this is not really Italian. I'm not sure if it applies, but the pawn structure actually is surprisingly very similar, except there's a pawn here as well, which was taken because normally you play c3 first, then that. So I'm not sure if I should be playing the same setup as the Italian or not, but I'm thinking that I should. I just don't have the extra pawn, which I can maybe move the rook over. Might be pretty good for me, you know. So I'm gonna go ahead with that. All right. Not much of choices. These are 3 choices. Only 3 choices. Well, actually, over here's the choice too. So these are my 4 choices to move my bishop. I don't like this one very much because I don't want to trade my bishop. I really don't. But then again, if I do that, I would maybe opening this up a little bit for a possible attack. So I actually might want to do that. But he doesn't have to take though. If he does take, now I take back, and he has to move his knight somewhere. Let's say he moves it back. I can take here, threatening his bishop. Get him out of the way. But actually, I'm not sure. Bishop to d5 might actually be really good. I didn't like it at first, but it actually might be pretty good. This is a little passive. He might actually even attack it. But then I can go up. But then he can take here. Yeah, I think if a knight's going to take my bishop, this will be better for me than this. So I'm going to go ahead, bishop to d5. Okay. I mean, I can take, I can push. I don't know. I like the idea of pushing better. I'm already down a pawn, and I don't want to start trading pawns and end up with, let's say, ending where there's like 4 pawns versus 3, and then a few pieces, because it'll be easy for him to probably convert. So I'm gonna want to keep everything on the board. If he takes here, I can just take back with my knight. It's not super big deal. So just because the ending part, I want to get a favorable ending. So I can't take with my knight. Don't want to take now, don't want to take later. I can move my bishop in. I can attack. I can take. If I take this first, that would allow me to move up for the reasons I talked about earlier. So if I take here and he takes back and I take, I can no longer do this, can I? If I take, wait, if I take, he won't be able to take because of the rook. So that actually might be good. That actually might be good. But if I take here, he can just take back. I can move up. Yeah, that's the immediate fork. The other one is not guaranteed. Like, if I take here, he doesn't have to take my knight. He doesn't have to at all. That's not guaranteed. But if I take his knight and he takes back, this is a guaranteed fork. And if you don't take back, that's a free piece. So I don't think he blundered. I mean, if he blundered in the first 12 moves, that's crazy. That's never happened before. But it looks like he blundered in the first 12 moves. So I'm going to see if he did or didn't. I think he did. Okay. I got to be careful. I got to be careful here. But I definitely think he blundered within the first 12 moves, actually. All right, I'm going to I should definitely take. I'm thinking about taking the knight. But this is an open position. Bishops are better in open positions than knights. So this is pretty open. So it might be better to take this way. I'm actually pretty happy right now. I'm like, he blundered a piece in the opening, which I've never seen before. This is crazy. This is just crazy. Like, I'm feeling this is a trick. Like, he's going to have something down the line in 3-4 moves that's going to, like, take my piece back. So I want to be careful. A part of me just wants to take this pawn bishop, though, but yeah, I'm going to take the bishop. I think it's better than taking the knight. I don't really see what he can do. So if he has something planned up, I'll find out very soon. Okay. Now, I would like for his bishop not to be pinning my queen. So maybe play this. If he moves back, maybe move my knight, force him to move back again. It's an idea. I also have this queen takes move, threatening to take his queen. He can't take my knight because I can just take his queen. But actually, he can't. He can take my queen back. I'll take here, and my pawn structure would be pretty ruined if I did that. But I'm up a piece, so actually it might be worth it. I'm up a piece. So yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna do that. I think it's worth it. I think it's worth messing up my pawn structure. Because if he takes, I'll take back. And if I take and he takes here instead on c3, I'll take his queen. And if he takes back, I'll take his bishop. My pawn structure will be messed up, but oh, no, I thought I was up a full piece, but actually I'm up a piece for 3 pawns. I was thinking that I'm up a piece, so it should be fine, but I still can't believe blundered in the opening, but he also has 3 pawns, so maybe the computer thinks that's fine. But I'm gonna go ahead with this. I think this is better, even though it messes up my pawn structure. Because what ends up happening is that I'm up a piece. So this is perfectly fine. All right. Do I take the rook? Or is that bad? Well, I think trading would be good for me. So let's just take the rook. And I got to get my bishop in the game because I need to guard these squares. If I don't get my bishop in the game now, he can move down to and pin it. So I don't want to do that. I definitely need to move my bishop out. I don't know if I want to move my bishop here, bring it out, bring it here, attack a pawn. Maybe I want to attack a pawn. And if he moves up, we can trade. And it will separate his pawns. Because right now he has 4 pawns right here. So if I can get him to move his pawn up and trade it, he no longer has 4 connected pawns. He can defend it as well. But if he's doing that, his rook becomes passive. His rook becomes a defender instead of an attacker. So basically, bishop to f4 would either force him to lose pawn and get his pawn structure messed up, or his rook defensive or passive. He may have this later on though, attacking my bishop. Which if he takes, I'll fix my pawn structure. So I think this is a good move, and it also allows my rook to defend. So okay. He did exactly what I thought. Should I capture right away, or should I do something else first? If I capture now, he also can take off his knight. I didn't think about that. I was just thinking he'd take back off his pawn. That's not good, because if he takes off his knight, he didn't ruin his pawn structure at all. So is there another move I can do? I mean, I can always move my knight in. That way, if he takes, I can take back. And if he doesn't take, it'll allow me to ruin his pawn structure. So I'm developing my piece and renewing the threat. But what happens if he moves down? Let's say he goes down to d4. Like, what would I do then? I mean, I can attack it, force him to move down again, attack with my rook. He'll have to defend it. So actually, I can actually play some games, because this pawn, if it keeps running down, it's not defended by another pawn. This is blocking it. So if he goes down too far, I would be able to attack it and actually win it. So I'm gonna do that. Okay, and then attack it again. Okay, so he's not marching it down where he's undefendable, which is what I was hoping for. I was hoping he would do that. That is not what happened. Rook to d1 actually might be pretty good. I don't know. I'm sorry I didn't see that comment earlier. I don't know when he said that. But rook to d1 also may be good. The only thing is that once he comes down here, I'd be forced to defend his pawn. And if I move back, he can now attack this pawn and win it. So I don't want to have him do all that to win a pawn. I also can defend the pawn actually with my knight. But bishop to d6. Bishop to d6 right now and does actually attack this pawn. I didn't think of that. I was looking at all his attacks and moves. This is actually looks really long. Actually, it would force him to be in a passive square. So that's an actually very good move. Very good move. Thank you for that. It looks like it's a free piece or a free pawn. I'm not sure what can go wrong if I take it. Oh, if I take it, he can fork my pieces. He's clever. He did a waiting move. That was clever. Makes me feel like I'm playing a person. That was very clever. So I can't take it. But what if I block his rook? Like if I move my knight here, I'm blocking his rook. And then I can take it. That was super clever. Hikaru bot. Dude, if I win another pawn, I'll be up 2 pawns. That would be super awesome. I just gotta make sure that there's no drawbacks. Because I almost took this, but I realized he can fork them. Oh, I don't want to protect my pawn. He can't even attack it right now. I want to take his pawn. Bishop d6 was to take his pawn. I can't take it now because he can do that, but I might be able to. I think that this would suffice because it blocks the rook, and the rook can't go to c8 because the knight will take it. And I don't want to go to rook to c1 because I'm just defending a pawn for no reason. The pawn's not under attack. So I'm liking this even more now because I realize that he can't defend it. I'm going to go ahead and play it. I like it. I'm starting to think the bishop move saved my day. Well, I'm forced to take it. Now I'm forced to take it. I'm up a piece, so I might as well trade. I don't see any reason not to trade. And now I can take this pawn for free. I guess it wasn't entirely for free, but I can take another pawn. Now, the difference between these 2 pawns is very clear. This pawn has this pawn to protect it. So if I take it now, these pawns become isolated. If I take this pawn and he takes here, and I move my bishop back, he has connected pawns. And if I take the b pawn and he moves, and I move out the way, he does not have connected pawns. So I think taking the b pawn is way better than taking the d pawn. So for that reason, I'm taking the b pawn. I can be a funny slide dog here and play rook to e1. He's not going to take it because we checkmate. That would be something I do against a player. I would totally do that against a chess player. All right. That's okay. Take care, Pete. Hope you don't mind me saying your actual name. I hope you don't mind. All right. Thank you. I actually think I have pretty good chances, even though it's because like he blundered early in the opening. He blundered in the opening. It was crazy. And after that, I just try to trade down because that's what you do when you're up a piece is trade down. Okay. All right. So trade down and avoid complications. I am thinking about doing rook to e1 because I think that is kind of funny. It's like super tempting because he can't take it. But He probably will play king. You know what though? This actually was good for different reasons too. Even though he's not going to take my bishop and I'm not going to checkmate him 1, he can't move his king over. His king is completely cut off, which means I can go to rook to e1 and then eventually my a pawn and keep this bishop on this diagonal just to prevent this pawn from going down. And if this one goes down at some point, I'm going to have to find a way to use this bishop to attack it and be on this square or this square to come down and attack it. So rook to e1. Okay. So he definitely, he obviously stopped checkmate, but that wasn't the point. The point was to advance is to prevent him from coming in. That's the point. So I can play a3 here. He can't move up because I can just take the pawn. All right. It's a little nerve-wracking. Because his king is in the corner and isolated, I'm going to move my king up. All right. I'm not worried about it because, like I said, his king can't move over. It just can't. So there's nothing for me to worry about. And I can move my king up, and I will have my bishop to attack and my rook to attack. So I'm pretty good here. So I'm just going to continue moving my king up. I think it's perfectly fine to do so. All right. I'm not sure if I want to play f4 or h4. The difference is that this is a double pawn. So like if we trade, I'll be trading a double pawn. If I go this way, I would still have double pawns. So I think I should do that to get rid of the double pawns. Rook to e4. Rook to e4. Let me think. Rook to e4. It does look hopeful. I mean, it traps his rook in. His rook can't move anywhere. I'll take the pawn if he does. And he can't move the pawn because I'll take the rook. You know what? You gave me 2 super good moves. Bishop to d6 was like amazing. That's what allowed me to find an easy endgame. And this right here is just, yeah, I think it's way better than what I was thinking. Way better. Yeah, I'm gonna play it. I like it. And thank you for that. That's like 2 super good moves. All right. So now if I play f4, we can easily trade, and I don't have to worry about an attack. I can try to do a game review, but you're gonna have to probably wait a few minutes after the game, only because my laptop is super slow. It's old, so I kind of do this, and I have like a link in the description for donations and stuff. I haven't really had much of anything, but well, actually, I had 2 people donate so far. I'm not saying much of anything. I did 2 people, which I really appreciate. But okay. All right. As long as you don't mind waiting a little bit, I'm happy. I'll do it. And of course, for people who watch this app live, if they know ahead of time that's going to take a little bit, you just fast forward it. So I'm going to go ahead and move up. I don't edit my videos, so after it's done, I think I should capture. The idea is when you're up a piece, you want to trade everything. So it's kind of the idea. I think F4 maybe, and we can trade again. And I can try to bring this pawn and somehow maybe try to win with my H pawn. If I do my H pawn and we trade, this pawn and this pawn could be in a deadlock. But if I do this pawn instead, the F pawn, there's no pawn stopping this pawn. So I'm gonna do this one. Okay. So now if we trade, he will be eyeing the H pawn, which I'm fine with. I mean, I should trade and then move up. And if we trade again, king would attack my rook. Oh yeah, I couldn't move my rook back. But then the king can get involved. Then really bad. Really bad. So if I take and he takes back, I am not moving my H pawn. I probably should move my king up. And then maybe call it check. I'm not entirely sure. Not entirely sure. But I do like the idea though. I do like the idea of taking king G4. I don't even know where his king would even move, to be honest. He can't move these pieces. His king would have to move. I mean, what if he moves back? Well, he wouldn't move back. He had to go here. But I can call check with the bishop and then take the pawn. And the other idea is if he moves back, I can call check and then take the pawn with the knight. So yeah, I think I win the pawn. I think I win the pawn. That was a little bit of a not going to happen. All right, option number 3. Leave it to the bot to make an option number 3. I mean, I can't call check, but he can also block it off and call check. I move my bishop up, attack this pawn, call check, and win the pawn. I think I can win the pawn that way. Yeah, call check, he moves over. But before I do that, I want to attack the pawn and then call check, and then win the pawn. So this is first. Bishop to e7 is first. I think I win the pawn that way. I think that was a mistake. He's gonna win this pawn. No, wait, I gotta defend it. All right, I gotta defend it. All right, it's breathe. It's fine. If I lose this, I'm gonna be so mad because it's like this is the closest I've ever been to anything. So I'll be so mad if I lose this. Okay, check. Now I think trading would be best for me. I think that would be best. Because I'll win this pawn here. So let's go ahead. All right. I think I lost. I think I lost. I have a tactic. I take, he takes bishop c5. If he makes a queen, we can trade. So it's basically really bad, but it's not lost because I have a tactic. I have a check, a fork. All right, moved out the way. I still think that's my only option, even though it's not a check. It's my only option. Anything else would probably lose. Yeah, anything else will be losing. All right. One. I cannot believe that my bishop has to somehow protect the square and attack over here. So I'm wondering if I'm supposed to maneuver my bishop here so I can eventually move my up. That's my guess. Triangulate. But first things first is blocking his king off and slowly try to do my plan. So bishop back. And can I be forced? While watching the square. So I'm just going to give myself more squares. I don't think the check is going to matter. Yeah, it's not going to matter. So now that I move up, if he starts moving this pawn down, I can maybe call it check. No, because I'd be forced to move back and he can move back. It's not going to work. Oh, against anyone else, I would be comfortable. Against anyone else, I would be comfortable in this situation. I will move up. Okay. And just push. Okay. I want to move up. Wait, I can move this up first. I'm going to block him off. How do I do this? How do I do this? I think I move up. If he moves down, I can move sideways. He tries to do that. I can just take it. So I think that's it. I think that's it. Okay, that's not it. That is not it. It looks like a draw. I think I messed up. I think I messed up. I think I messed up. Let's see. What if I go here, and if he takes, I take, and then I run across the board? Then it's not a draw. then it's not a draw. Okay, that's my only bet. He took. He could have. I thought he was in defense to prevent that. It's my only way to. Yeah. That was super stressful, but I think I figured out what to do. Watch me blunder and stalemate. That would be the worst thing ever. So push him this way. That's pretty much game. Doesn't matter what he does this game. Oh, I can't. Yeah. Thank you for the moves. The bishop d6 and the rook move. I probably would have lost or drew if I didn't have those. I can't believe he blundered in the opening. Yeah. That was very unexpected. Very crazy that like in the opening I was after he blundered, I'm like thinking, how am I gonna draw the game? Like that's pretty much what I was thinking about. All right. So how do you do e4? Just go over the game. Have his gambit. I wanted to develop. Every time I don't develop against him, I do super horrible in the opening. This move right here, I was trying to move. Yeah, I was trying to go over here. But this move right here, and I moved up. Right there, I think is his blunder. I think that was his blunder. Because I moved up, and then I was able to take here, and he took back. And then I was able to do something here. But I forget the exact order. Okay. He took, I took, he took, and I took. So that was the blunder then. It wasn't this was the blunder. Okay. That was the blunder. Here, I realized that if I take and he takes back, I'm forking his pieces. And that was in move 12. And I think that was his blunder. I still can't believe that this even happened. I don't think that I don't see him ever doing this. Maybe if in a bullet game he might. Yeah. And when I this way, he couldn't take with the pawn because of this. So he took back. I'm still waiting for it to check for mistakes, and it's not loading. It's not loading. How do I get it to? How do I get to analyze? It's not. It was analyzing and it stopped. It completely stopped. Huh? Okay, I'm gonna copy it. And is there a maybe tools? I can't really share it to the group chat because I'm on a laptop and I don't have my my group chat in here. Wait, actually, I have it on. I have my restream on. Wait a second. If I go to my YouTube, I can share it to my YouTube, and then from my YouTube, I can copy it and put it in my chat on my phone because I don't have my Messenger on my laptop. So let me do that real quick. Game versus Hikaru. See if I can do comments. I actually am going right now, but you can't really see me doing it. See if I can do comments. I actually am going right now, but you can't really see me doing it. Okay. I don't see how I can talk here. I actually am going right now, but you can't really see me doing it. I don't see how I can talk here. I actually am going right now, but you can't really see me doing it. Oh wow, it's gonna keep repeating. I'm gonna get out of here. Like I said something and it's gonna keep going back and forth. Paste. Yeah, it's an infinite loop. All right. All right. All right, so it's not working out. I don't know what to do. So this really sucks. That was a really awesome game. I'm just gonna have to watch it over and put it into a computer and check it out. So that's definitely what I have to do. It's 10:30. I usually start at 8 and end at 9:30, so I'm a little over time. So I'm gonna get going now, and I can play next time. Okay, I will definitely play next time. This time I'm gonna try to find a way to redo the PGN and everything. This looks interesting though. Just personality. But all right. I'm gonna go like, subscribe, share, and well, tomorrow is Saturday. I usually don't stream Saturday or Sundays because the kids are home. I usually do it when the kids are in school. So normally between Monday and Friday, I usually stream 2 to 3 times a week. So that's what I usually do. But yeah, definitely subscribe. If you subscribe, you'll see exactly when I'm on. Like, share the video. I want more people to be in the stream, and also, yeah, if anyone wants to do more, donate is fine. My link is in the description for on my YouTube description, not my not the other one. The Twitch. Twitch doesn't have the donation part on there, I don't think. It's in my profile, but not in my videos. But All right. Good games. Thank you.